Ahoy, fellow hypergiants.
And welcome aboard The Joy of Trek, a tri-gendered podcast exploring the photospheres and chromospheres of Star Trek, all of it. I'm Cocky.
I'm Kay.
And showing pictures of multi-gender reproduction is your chief engineer, Greg.
Ooh, keep it PG.
Together we're on a mission through the cheese boards of Star Trek to find the tragedies in every media and the excellence in every episode.
Even the body surfing captains, dude.
Because every episode must be someone's favorite, and it might as well be ours.
So awaken someone to the horrors of their existence and join us as we ruin multiple lives in
The Joy of Trek. Yay!
Ooh,
Comedy
boy.
podcast.
Yeah! That's something. Hello, everyone. Have you guessed which episode?
Yeah, multiple lives get ruined by the actions of a crew member. Could be anyone.
That's right. The tri-gendered one. That's a bit of a
that limits
clue.
it. I mean, there's a bit of that in other. Did they ever do trigenders in other?
I mean, they mention it.
I seem to recall something about like the Next Generation. Something about Riker getting involved with
Outcast.
Right, I think.
Well, that's a monogendered species.
Oh,
actually.
that was it. Yeah, that was it. Yes,
and awakens them. But yeah, this is Cogenitor from Star Trek Enterprise's
season 2, episode 22.
Yep. First aired April 30th, 2003. Written by Berman and Braga, amazingly, and directed by LeVar Burton.
Oh, okay.
With great panache and beautiful lighting and camera choices. And
absolutely.
In this episode, hey Kay, what happened in this episode?
Let's see. Trip hasn't learned his lessons about sticking his fingers where they don't belong.
At least it's not in some crystals, some juicy little crystals this time around.
No.
But you're right, he hasn't learned his lesson. Because Chief, and you can maybe hear in my voice that I'm struggling to keep up the comedy energy, what actually does happen in this episode? And hey, okay, a quick one. A special request to do the extended synopsis, because we have the basic synopsis, but for anyone who hasn't seen it, it's actually quite important to sort of know what happens. So,
all right.
Yeah.
While preparing the sensors to observe a hypergiant that will be transformed into a supernova, the Enterprise makes first contact with the amicable and highly developed Vizians. The race of explorers is invited to visit the Enterprise, and the crews exchange information about each civilization. Trip is intrigued about the third gender of the Vizians, necessary for their reproductive process, and Dr. Phlox explains there are many races with more than 2 genders, and T'Pol asks him not to interfere with the Vizian culture. When Trip finds that the Cogenitor, who does not have a name, is illiterate and treated like an object, has the same level of intelligence of the males and females of its race, he decides to secretly encourage it to learn how to read and expand its culture, tragically affecting the relationship between humans and Vizians.
Thanks for that. I know it's a recap at the start of a recap show, but given what this episode is about, I think it's quite important that everybody knows what's about to happen and where we are at our headspace.
Yeah. So, who recommended this movie to movie? Well,
yeah, that certainly comes up.
Yeah,
I'm really interested. This was recommended by Adrian, a first-time submitter. Welcome aboard, Adrian, who said, "When I watched Enterprise during COVID, late to the party, awesome. I was pleasantly surprised to find it was not as bad as I'd been led to believe. It can, however, be cringeworthy at times. Worst theme song ever.
Well, guess we know who's on Team Cocky for this one.
Yay, you and me, buddy. For me, Cogenitor fell into the cringe category until a recent rewatch. I thought it was meant to be a poorly executed commentary on gender identity, which was something the Next Gen had already done more gracefully in the episode, The Outcast.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
While it does echo of that episode, Cogenitor is really about the Prime Directive. The concept of a non-interference policy has always resonated deeply with me because it's such an elemental part of human existence. When is it right or wrong to interfere, to judge, to take action that may drastically influence the future? Most importantly, can I live with the consequences? Do I even understand what the consequences could be? In this episode, as usual, Trip acts from the heart, and it spells disaster. He doesn't ask himself those questions, and that way lies heartbreak. Were his actions right or wrong? Well, that's what makes this episode so good. It's a hard question to answer, and I'd love to hear your take. Connor Trinneer, Scott Bakula, and the guest stars all knock it out of the park in this episode. It has its fun moments with 2 entertaining B-plots, and then finishes with a scene between Archer and Trip that is one of the most crushing I've seen in any Trek. Thanks for taking the time to make a great show, and I hope you enjoy this episode as much as I do. Great recommendation, Adrian.
Absolutely. Thank you for that.
All right. So there were many opinions about this. I spent a lot more time looking through the reviews even than I usually do.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to find a sort of spread of opinions. Now, normally I don't look too hard for the very critical or the nitpicky or I didn't like this ones.
Yeah.
But I wanted to find a broad number of perspectives because some people came at it at the time it was coming out, and some people like approached it much later, thereby also reflecting like changing mores and awareness of
very good point.
The complexity of the gender world. So we'll start off with some of the contemporary ones. Jamal from Jammer's Reviews, right, always did the reviews as they were coming out. Yeah. And Jamal said, yes, this is what I want to see. An episode that takes every correct turn where it could have compromised itself by taking the safer road where human values automatically trump all else.
Yeah.
It does not steer the safer roads for which I'm grateful.
Excellent. Yeah.
Right?
No, very good
That's
point.
the kind of challenging thing. And in 2003 as well, Michelle Erica Green from Trek Today points out, this episode puts the same excuses in the aliens' mouths for their maltreatment of cogenitors that human men used for centuries to rationalize why women needed to stay at home.
Yes.
And she also observes, Berman and Braga co-wrote this? I take back all the times I called them sexist jerks. Well, most of them anyway.
Well.
All right, I'm going to ask you which camp you fall into. I'm going to read you a few more examples. Sure. On the avocado, a reviewer with the username Znivy Zalachin, which I'm not entirely, I think it's maybe Nicola something. Anyway, the sin of this episode is that it tries to play both sides of moral relativism while ultimately coming down on the side of being in favor of it. Moral relativism being, one set of morals is equal to another.
Yeah.
And let me see. Oh, here's a fun one from Darren at the Movie Blog. Cogenitor feels like a criticism of the moral methodology of Star Trek, the familiar episodic storytelling pattern that has our heroes warp away from complex situations after imposing their own morality on a culture they only just encountered. In that, the last coda kind of negates that. And Keith R. A. DeCanado finishes off with, in 2022 for Reactor magazine, also talking about that coda. I was all ready to tear this episode apart in my rewatch until we got to the bit where Archer asked to talk to Tucker alone, at which point Archer basically made all the same arguments I was making in my head as to why Tucker was being a big honking doofus.
Okay, yeah.
Having heard these, I'm curious, what do you think?
Ooh, I was really torn.
Yeah.
Because... yeah, it's on one hand, the arguments are weak for, keeping a species keeping a particular set, let's call it a gender or a sex.
Yeah, anyone.
In the dark, because they're just like, let's just say it's subhuman, to which, to Paul, they're not human.
Yeah, bullshit.
It seems that like they're devaluing part of their species or valuing part of their species less than others, which is also goes into racism.
Yeah.
Because every human is human, and even if they're like a different skin color or different, or sexism, different gender.
Yeah.
But there is it's very hard to discredit the argument about like, well, they're not human. They have a different set of moral values, and at least with humans, we can say like sexism and racism is wrong because we're all human.
Yeah.
In this case, that argument doesn't hold. So it's very complex, and it's very very well addressed in this. Episode.
I think I can absolutely join you in arguing for both sides. I think it would be interesting to take a standpoint, not because because there's only one standpoint that either of us agree with, but we're longtime friends. We have established our sort of cred as open-minded, loving people on this podcast. Is there a position that you want to examine so that then I can sort of examine the other one and we can communicate on that sort of level?
Wolf, are we going to turn this into a moral debate about this episode now, or are we going to talk about the episode?
I mean, I think it's going to be, otherwise we're going to be approaching the episode with the same kind of difficulty from both sides. Imagine if you had to cast a judgment on who's the bad guy. Oh, let me put it down to this question.
Right.
Because the character Charles dies in the end, and someone is responsible for it, right?
Right.
Even though it's suicide, someone is responsible.
Mm-hmm.
is Trip responsible for that, or are the Viseans responsible for the death of Charles?
Oof. Oh, that's...
And either is like both, neither, right? Either,
yeah,
they're completely fair.
Again, it's a complex situation. Like if Trip hadn't involved, the Charles wouldn't be dead.
Yeah, exactly.
So in that way, Trip is responsible. On the other hand, the Viseans are responsible because they created the socio-economical situation where this is the norm.
Yeah, exactly.
So yes, I guess we are going to...
I say we eject the warp core!
Clearly, we have a warp core situation here.
Yeah,
but then again, that's what the episode's about, so it doesn't really count as a warp core, I guess.
Actually, I do have one.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, the idea that a 22nd century human dude from fucking Florida is astonished at any deviation from the gender binary?
Fair point.
Come on.
No, you have a good point. Yes.
But, this was 2003. This was Enterprise. It was the Berman era. It was...
right, yeah.
It was very, very cis-centric.
I mean, okay, you're asking me, do I want to argue for a certain position? I'm going, okay, I'll take the Visean position and saying like, well, yeah, it's like this is our way. This is how things are done on our planet. And yeah.
Yeah, and then the mistake here was Trip interfering where he shouldn't.
Right,
yeah.
Yes. And I have to disagree with our submitter. It's not a prime directive issue because they're a warp capable species, so it's just
let's be generous to our first time submitter. I mean, the prime directive is sometimes mentioned to be exclusively that, or the more general philosophy of non-interference. I mean, you're right, of course. But yeah, don't stick your fingers into crystals where it doesn't belong.
Right, especially
Trip,
not
Tucker.
at first contact missions. Like, I mean, this is an example of, it's kind of like, it's basically colonialism at this point. It's like when you come... Okay, so there was an interesting encounter that my mother had in South Africa at one point, where we were at a campsite or at a site in one of the parks there, and one of the locals that she was talking to was like, "Oh, you're Dutch. Oh, yeah. Well, it's your own fault." I was like, "Excuse you, what's our fault?" "Oh, the whole situation here with apartheid, because wherever you Dutch came, you slaughtered the local population." And then took over the place. But here you had to go wave the Bible around.
Oh, no. Oh, Jesus.
She quickly distanced herself from that conversation.
Yeah. No, that's great. That's to quote Nog, wow, I'd never thought of it like that before.
But I mean, that's kind of the situation we have here. Like, there's we are having a diplomatic encounter, essentially, which is a first contact, and don't start out by criticizing their culture. Make note of it. And I mean, and even that is kind of addressed in this episode because Charles requests asylum.
Yes.
And I mean, and Archer deals with that correctly. I mean, he explains it to the other captain.
Look, at this point, maybe we should follow the episode. I really appreciate you choosing one of those standpoints. I'm going to choose the other one.
Right.
And we're not arguing with each other. We're just examining these viewpoints,
course,
right?
Yes.
It could have been a coin toss.
Okay, right. In that case, we shall get going. We open to a big star.
Yeah.
A hypergiant.
Hypergiant. I don't know exactly what that is, but it sure is big and cool.
Pretty hot, actually. And it's burning its fuel at a rate of knots. It'll be going nova in 100 years or more.
Too bad we won't be around.
Yeah.
Speak for yourself, I might very well be around.
I will be around. I'm a Vulcan.
I think she's actually being very sporting and sort of friendly with them. Like, this is the kind of banter that you humans enjoy.
Archer tells astrometics to get going like they're not already.
Yeah, I thought it was really cute.
Sure, they're champing at the bit. Tell Astromet.
Sorry, oops. Oh, yes, there's a bit where Trip tries once again to wheedle T'Pol's age out of her.
100 years from now? How old would that make you?
Side eyes at him. Like, this is public record on Earth anyway.
Oh, so? Yeah.
They're weirdly private about their age.
Yeah.
Then again, I mean, what am I saying? Of course, other cultures value other information differently. And
well, we were watching Lower Decks the other day, and they're the lower deck, the Vulcan there mentions that she's 62, I think, at some point, without much,
yes,
without being too difficult about it. But it might just be a T'Pol thing, I guess.
Tuvok's like that too.
Oh, yes.
They find something interesting.
We may not be able to get any closer. Someone else has.
And they put the ship on screen, asks T'Pol if they recognize it, and then...
Oh, yeah, this is it. Like, the way she looks like is... I mean, for a moment there, T'Pol looks like she's considering lying.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so why do you think she'd
I have no
consider
idea,
lying
but
to
like,
seem cool?
That was just the expression that I got, the impression I got from her expression when I saw her in that shot. It's like okay, she's looked like for a moment she's considering lying about like whether or not she knows this, but unfortunately, that didn't
Just
pan
to seem
out.
cooler than she is.
I guess so, or maybe just like. No, we don't know these guys. Like let's see how they deal with them. Yeah.
They get in touch with the other ship, and the exchange is remarkably pleasant. Listen to this.
Captain Drennick, where have you traveled from?
The Sol system. And you?
We come from a system called Vissia, more than 25 light years from here. We saw you arrive yesterday. I assume you're here to study the hypergiant.
And then, like, my species has never seen one up close, and it's quite a sight. And they're just being genuinely pleasant, like, you know, captains of two boats, like, waving at each other.
I mean, it's really going like, okay, this is like way too. This is going way too smooth. What's the catch? What's the catch?
Where is it?
Exactly.
Who's secretly transferring parasites? Like, what are we doing? This has got to be one of those.
That's exactly what you're sitting there waiting for. It's like, okay, this is going way too easy. There's like, what's going to happen? What's the?
What's the catch?
Yeah,
and it keeps not coming.
No, exactly. I mean, there isn't one really. There's no. Well, there's the whole issue with the,
but not before the teaser, because they say
meeting new species is one of our primary goals.
Wow!
Too. So why don't you come over for dinner? Oh, we'll be there in an hour.
Yeah.
Tell Chef we're going to have some visitors.
Don't tell him whether they can digest lactose, meat, whether they have any cultural practices that need to be. I imagine that Hoshi takes care of that.
I would think so, yes.
Like, that she's just quietly updating a whole set of legislation that she herself is writing behind the captain's back, because all that shit needs to be taken care of.
I mean, I assume that's like part of protocols. Like, okay, let's do some quick little exchanges about information. What kind of things are poisonous to you guys?
Yeah, and hey, what's your toilet situation like?
Also important.
Do we need to remodel anything? Is antimatter involved? Oof. Privacy, like all of those things need to be considered. But no, we're just going to have dinner.
All right. So, yes, it opens after the credits with the captains having a little bit of dinner together.
In the captain's private mess. He's,
like usual, the humans are the less advanced technology.
Isn't it quite rare, actually?
In Enterprise, it isn't.
Oh, in Enterprise, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, next generation, it will be typically people marveling at the luxuries of the Enterprise D and how fast and big and strong it is.
Yeah, Enterprise turns that around quite often.
The lighting in this episode is so gorgeous.
Oh,
There's this beautiful, warm sunlight just streaming through every window.
Well, they do have a very big sun just around the corner here.
But it lends a coziness. I think it was a really, really good choice on the part of LeVar Burton. So
the captain goes
the stratopod into the hydrogen layer tomorrow. I'd be pleased to have you join me.
And it's like, oh yeah, I'm an explorer. I like to explore.
Wait,
completely.
This does actually. Now you say it like that, this does seem like flirting.
Oh, I see. I mean, I guess it is, but that's not.
We have gone farther than any other humans.
Yeah, they're exchanging their Grindr profiles. And
I'd enjoy going even farther.
I mean, yes, if you put it like that.
Hey, do you want to join me in a totally sealed, uncontactable booth for 48 hours?
And I guess maybe LeVar Burton was playing with it a little bit as well, because the next comment is
vanilla, and this is chocolate. Give it a try.
Yeah, we're gonna do vanilla, or we're doing it spicy.
Yeah.
We should mention, by the way, that the Captain Drennick is played by the luminary Andreas Katsoulas.
Ah, yes.
Known to us and so many others as Zakar from Babylon 5.
Yes.
Here, still with shit glued to his face, but you can see his charming.
Unfortunately, his last appearance on Star Trek.
Oh yes,
yes.
He did unfortunately star on Babylon 5, and that is very lethal to a lot of people.
Well, I mean, he also played Tomalak, of course, in Next Generation.
Yes, right. That's right.
But yes, this was his final appearance on Star Trek.
Oh, what a career
of
he
blessed
had.
memory.
Yeah, robbed too soon. You know what you did, J. Marcus Straczynski. No, that's really mean. I'm just it's a pretty big internet in-joke for the people at home. Unfortunately, a lot of the people who starred on Babylon 5 have regrettably died before their time, and yeah, there's mention of a curse, but of course it's not actually very funny.
No. So,
Comedy
yes,
podcast.
Reed is flirting with two of the other the Vicinians or whatever.
Yes, well, I mean, Tucker is talking to two ladies, and having spoken to a husband and wife pair and found that they're not interested in, a threesome because they already have a third, I think Reed is now coming over here to see if he can actually get a threesome.
Oh, get in with these two. That's probably, yes.
I mean, he knows his way in. Look, well, aren't you going to introduce me? He says to Tucker as if he wasn't there, and he gets invited to sit down, and he says, oh, yeah, I was talking to the engineer and his wife.
Maybe you should say hello.
Yeah.
Get out. These are dibs.
Yeah. Well, it's really rude to call dibs on someone that, like, the other is already engaged and, like...
Yeah, I think he's being a real asshole.
Especially introducing him to chocolate and vanilla ice cream. And, of course, you have to eat the cherry first. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, why? It's just a human tradition.
But, so...
He's sporting about it. He shares.
Yeah, we follow Trip to the other table where, yes, the chief engineer of the other ship is there along with his wife, who is... can't remember what her job was. Oh, no, I was trying to remember.
Oh, she runs the micro-something lab.
Oh, that was it, yes.
Yep.
And they have their third there as well.
Yeah, who responds with...
Hello.
And, the designs of these Visians are really interesting. Like, they're not just a standard forehead job in terms of prosthetics.
It's more like an ocular, what's it called?
Orbital socket.
Orbital socket, that's the one, yes.
Yeah, they're a more pronounced orbital socket. That's a really good way to describe it.
They're kind of like evolved to have basically blinders on themselves. They're very much, which means they're a predator species.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, wait, as opposed to omnivores? Yeah. Well, any species with a human actor that has to be able to see is generally going to have its eyes in front, but not all of them. No, it's true. Oh God, with Saru, one of the early designs was that his head would be this V shape, just covered in eyes.
Oh, lovely.
And that two of them would be his real eyes, and the other, 22, would be CGI replicas all over his.
That sounds like a lot of work for the CGI department.
They would have been glad to do it, but they wanted to see more of Doug Jones.
Fair point. Nothing wrong with that.
They talk about how you should try to sample our food. It's
more fragrant than yours.
Looks like they have elevated olfactory senses.
Yeah. Or ours is just kind of dull.
I mean, it depends on what your baseline is, I guess.
Yeah. And they're introduced to this third person whom they speak about because it has no name, they say.
It's our cogenitor.
Well, they don't actually even speak about it. It's like they kind of just ignore it until Trip, yeah, draws attention to it because he's like, okay, and you're going to introduce me to the third person here. At this point, it's just like,
our warp core emits omicron.
Sorry. Hey, quick sidebar. Yeah. Which pronouns are we going to use for Charles, the cogenitor? Because Trip picks her, but that's just kind of random and from his perspective. Everybody else talks about this person as it. But on the one hand, that's dehumanizing within the context of the episode, but it is also a perfectly valid personal pronoun that people use.
Yeah, I mean, since we don't... I don't think we... Okay, so they definitely have male, female, and third.
Yeah.
I don't think it's wrong to stick with it.
Yeah, okay.
It's
Charles doesn't express a preference, and
no, exactly.
That seems culturally appropriate.
Yeah.
Okay, then we use it without the dehumanizing.
Right, exactly.
Oh, okay, so... Trip wants to see the engine room. Everybody's flirting.
Oh yeah, they're all hot for each other. Everybody's like, oh,
can I take a peek up your pipes?
Yeah.
Can I? Do you mind if I caress your warp core?
And even the scene we get later with the weapons engineers, which is a little touchy. It's like even that. It's like
yes, she runs her hands over his rocket.
Oh yeah, she definitely wants to see where the
phasers are charged.
Right. Yes. In order to get his Omicron radiation inoculation, Trip goes to see Phlox,
who just
cheerful as always.
Let's do it.
Boom, and then you're inoculated for the next 12 years. Why don't you get one
standard?
Anyway?
Yeah,
I guess. And of course, Phlox is the one to ask about different sex things.
Of course, yes. He's the most knowledgeable person in that regard with his 7 PhDs or something.
And his 3 wives and their 9 husbands.
Yeah. Phlox offers to elaborate, but Trip is like...
No, don't tell me. I don't think I want to know.
And then the doctor says, oh, yeah, no problem.
I have pictures. No, even worse.
Now I'm sort of imagining the doctor from Voyager explaining like human reproduction to 7, and he shows off like a giant hologram of an ovum, and then he sort of mimes all the spermatozoa just yanking and boink, boink, coming from inside the little soldier's trying to penetrate.
And Trip thanks him for his effort, but Phlox has a little bit of advice afterward.
Keep an open mind, Commander. You came on this mission to meet other species, no matter how many genders they may have.
Trip nods, and then after he leaves, Phlox's wide smile turns into a bit like, oh, okay, this is going to be trouble. You can already see that he's going like, yeah, well.
So we get treated to one of the 2 B plots, which is about, humans and Viseans getting on really well.
Right.
Because Captain Archer and Captain Drennick are the best of buddies in this cool
they go sun diving with each other. Because of course, like Archer is the best person for the job to go like with scientific exploration.
I think it's a captain sort of using his prerogative to give himself a treat.
Sure, yeah.
Because he's the son of an engineer. He's not himself an engineer, but he wanted to ride that ship and get out there. He wants to...
Yeah. He's more like, take out that little Bronco and...
Yeah. This is a lifelong dream. So when he gets the opportunity, and, he probably justifies it, it's communing with another captain. That is a captain's responsibility, so we should do this together. And if he goes on, he gets to go on away missions, then I should get to go on away missions.
Also, conveniently, it removes the 2 captains from the situation. Which is plot device technically much more interesting, because otherwise this whole thing would have been avoided.
Yeah, like their interaction is completely like just sidelines the A plot entirely, except to show that on other aspects, humans and Viseans get on really, really well.
Oh yeah,
and are culturally compatible and have a lot to offer one another. They're a remarkable species, and we would want to be friends with them. So I've been watching this through this lens. And since I'm taking the other positions where the Viseans are the ones who should be judged, they're a culture that practice sexual slavery.
Yes,
something that's so abhorrent that even if you have a policy of non-interference, that doesn't mean you don't judge. That doesn't mean you don't practice judgment. And a culture that practices sexual slavery and considers that normal is maybe one that you should never interact with.
That's, certainly depends on whether or not you're, how much you stand by your own convictions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we see how much they have to offer to the humans. So that makes this, the stakes are quite high.
Right, yes.
They're not only friendly, but they're superior and they want to share. And
it's like, here, have the schematics. It's like, no, like, what do you have for it in trade? It's like, no, we'd be happy to help you along to improve the compression of the antimatter field before it hits the lithium crystals or...
Yeah. So compatible with humans, except for this one little thing, and that's sexual slavery. So it's quite telling, Viseans never occur again.
Oh.
Right? They're completely unknown in Enterprise, like they never occurred in the Next Generation.
Right. Well, yes.
Like
just made up a new species, I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
And how much opportunity have we had for them to be reintroduced later? I guess Discovery and Strange New Worlds.
Yeah, but also like when Enterprise was coming out, they could have picked a species that had, been mentioned in passing in a previous, in a future point in time. But so this idea that humans, just don't interact with the Viseans on the grounds that they practice sexual slavery.
Yeah. So, Captain, apparently they're also like very fast readers and have almost photographic memory.
Yeah, because
he's already quoting Shakespeare at him.
Yeah, having understood it. And even points out, oh, your communications officer sent over some reading.
Yeah.
I assumed you approved.
Absolutely.
Just not used to people quoting it right back.
Yeah.
And the chemistry between Katsoulas and Bakula.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely remarkable.
Oh, yeah, they're playing this off each other fantastically.
And you believe in that camaraderie. You can feel it.
Oh, yeah. Very much so. I mean, but yeah, you get that in other, when he's playing Tomalok as well. You get like that a certain sympathy that he has with Picard, I believe it is. Yeah. Like when they're in the situations, like, it's an unfortunate situation, but, we're going to like go to the best of we're going to make the best of it, even though he is a vicious Romulan.
And also, actors of a certain age and of a certain experience and with a certain relationship with their craft, like there's that undercurrent that besides the characters that they're playing as professionals, they also have a deep respect for one another.
Oh, yes. So, Trip is on the other ship and he's having a little look around.
Either this is really good CGI, the sort of engineering, the warp, like...
Oh, yeah.
Or it's a massive prop, and I can't tell which it is because they walk around it, but it's a huge prop to build.
Yeah. There's another scene later where they're standing a little closer to it, so I guess it's an actual prop.
Yeah, and when the camera moves, there's parallax. Chief, can you find out anything about this warp engine that the Vizians have?
So, try as I might, I couldn't find anything specifically about this, and I was going through as many sites as I could. I was really digging to try and find this. I couldn't find anything about this, so I believe this is just a set they created for this, which is not unheard of. They will make things that are just bespoke just for one thing. I could not find anything specific about this. If it was a reused thing, there's nothing about this in Ex Astria Scientia. There's nothing about it in Memory Alpha. Like, I really was trying everywhere that I could possibly think of. I was going to TV tropes. I was digging as much as I possibly could. What I did find that's just kind of fun is the Vizian Stratus Pod is in fact the cockpit from the Phoenix, the Zephram Cochrane's ship that he flies in First Contact, and you can see a couple of specific parts, like there's kind of like little handhold things that like they use to climb into the cockpit. And that's kind of what's like in front of Archer and the Vizian captain. So it's just kind of a fun thing. But as far as this engine goes, it was a bespoke thing that they made for it, as far as I can tell, because I can't find anything more specific than that.
Rather than talk technicalities and schematics, he is prying about the Cogenitor.
Yes, because he says...
I don't mean to pry, but...
Which is how you can tell that someone is prying.
Does every family have a Cogenitor?
And they mention, no, that wouldn't be very efficient. There's only about 3%.
Yeah, and we just pass them around.
Yeah.
Nature has a way of finding the right balance.
Yeah. As Michelle from whom I quoted earlier mentioned, like these are a lot of excuses being put into their mouths that have been used for misogyny, sexism, particularly when it comes to exploiting and subjugating people.
Makes you wonder, though. I mean, if they have a kid, I guess they have got about a 3% chance of the kid being a Cogenitor.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
Are they hoping and praying that their kid won't be a Cogenitor? Because then...
Or are they fine with that?
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a really, really good point. Like, what happens if the kid is a Cogenitor? Like, do they immediately, like, just put it in a shuttle and send it off to the, I don't know...
To the Cogenitor treatment, raising plant,
Plant, like, sorry, I don't like that, but yeah.
We don't know.
That's right.
Kid might just be, kept with the family and just raised as a normal child, just like not educated.
Yeah, but that's clearly, like, they want a family, they mention, and like, a Cogenitor is not part of a family. You're right, that they're a utility that are passed around. What... Does every Vizian family live in terror for that 3% chance that...
Yeah.
Because it's hard for them to have children. Like, they have to be assigned a Cogenitor.
Yes. I guess they're in demand. So, yeah. I mean, it's just a planning issue. I mean, there might be enough, but it's still a logistics thing.
Look at us, even falling into that same... like.
Yeah.
But yes, a little more flirting.
I'd like to take a closer look at the plasma converters.
Yes, I would, absolutely. And while we're talking about that, they get closer. Well, asking a bit more about the Cogenitor.
Sending them to school would make no sense.
I
mean, they don't,
And that there are, this polymer is made out of 200 naturally occurring elements.
I see you've only discovered 92. Yeah, that's like, above 92, they don't seem to occur naturally anymore. And there's like there's a theory that they're going to reach, if you go for even more denser materials, there's going to be an island of stability again. But yeah, none of as far as human science knows, anything above 92 is unstable and doesn't occur naturally.
Right.
So, yeah.
Transuranics are not to be used on planets with life. Yes. Oh, can you place that?
Transuranics are not to be used on... No, I can't. For this,
I'm misquoting it a little bit. Oh, it's from an obscure 1970s British sci-fi series with Joanna Lumley and I think the guy from The Man from Unnicula called Sapphire and Steel.
No, never even heard of it.
Where they play these weird semi-supernatural special agents that are they're supposedly named after elements, but they're sapphire and steel, who are sent through some kind of time tunnel to usually indoor hotels where mysterious things are happening that they have to solve.
So, yes, the captains are going on a 3-day trip. This is cool. Yeah, just like abandoning your deep space exploration vessel for 3 days,
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, while you're docked to a much larger and superior ship.
And just like your Vulcan second in command, do the takeover for the time being.
Yep, you're in charge now. Yeah. Why is this cool? Hey, actually,
it seems against protocol, but, apparently it's fine. Paul has something to say about it.
3 days is a long time to be confined to such a small craft, especially with a person you've just met.
Oh, we'll live. We're best buddies already.
We'll figure something out.
This could be the beginning of a beautiful relationship.
Everybody is horny for each other in this episode.
We've checked out each other's profiles. We've seen all the flags. We're going to work something out. Hoshi checked out all the bathroom stuff, and they have some interesting features that I'm keen to try out.
So, yes, more movies are going to be sent over.
T'Pol goes to the engine room to tell the chief engineer to download these movies to the...
Yeah, but it's like Hoshi. She's not actually in this episode, is she?
Just at the beginning a little bit. She gets like one line. I don't know, maybe... I think just Archer talks at her.
So, yes, he starts talking about the Cogenitor. T'Pol is...
Why do you call it her?
Yeah.
I think she looks more like a her than him. I kind of went both ways. At first, in the mess hall, I was like, yeah, definitely more a female vibe. Later on, I got more of a male
that's
vibe from
projecting our cultural experience, yeah. I think they got a female identifying actor to play this role, but then went for Charles's hairstyle is sort of like David Bowie.
Oh, I see what you mean, yeah.
Right, Ziggy Stardust kind of era.
Or like...
Tilda Swinton? Is that what you're looking for?
I was going to say Dracula, but...
Dracula?
Yeah, the swept back...
Oh, okay, but they don't have the shaved sides to go along with it, creating that pompadour. Do you know that David Bowie and Tilda Swinton used to coordinate outfits when they went to the same parties?
They even dressed as each other. They went as each other to a Halloween party or something.
Oh, that's wonderful. But, let me see. Here's some interesting things, because she makes the argument that's the viewpoint that you're examining.
It's not our place to judge the customs of other cultures.
We're not talking about taking your shoes off when you walk into someone's house. This Cogenitor is treated like one of Phlox's leeches. You pull it out of its tank when you need it, then you throw it back in.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you pass it on to the next person who needs it.
Yeah, person. Because it's like,
right.
We would have this terminology now. It's personhood. Here's a sentient, sapient being who's not treated as a person, and that should be abhorrent.
Yep. But I'm afraid that you're right in saying that, the only thing that they can do is, okay, I'm not going to deal with these people. It's like, we're going to leave them be. That's literally, as far as I can say, that would be the only moral choice from a human viewpoint. It's like, no, we're not going to... Yeah, they have a lot of us to offer, but we would be complicit in something that we, by our cultural standards, cannot condone.
Yeah.
And then you can be all, pragmatic about it. Like, we're not going to change it, or we're not going to... But yeah, sometimes you have to vote with your feet or with your money.
Yeah.
And then you have to decide that, well, we can't change it, so the only thing we can do is, not engage. And then other people say, but you can't change it, and you can't see them convince them of the wrong of their ways if you don't engage with them, which is also a true argument. But
also examined in Star Trek, like slavery is practiced within the Klingon Empire, and yet an alliance is forged with them, or the Orions as well. Like as part of, hey, these are things that we do want changed over time, that we think are necessary, but like peace between us is more important now.
Right. Yeah.
T'Pol makes the sort of crucial argument that's going to come back, which is
Captain Archer hopes to develop a productive relationship with this species.
Yeah.
Right.
So keep your opinions to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even T'Pol also makes another argument when he says, like, this is a question of human rights.
They're not human.
Boo.
Yeah.
Boo.
It's the easy way out.
A little bit, yeah. And T'Pol should know that.
Yeah. Phlox agrees with T'Pol.
Advice?
It's good advice.
Mating habits are often quite personal. Some species aren't comfortable discussing them.
Other species, not us. I'm very comfortable discussing them.
Well, he's kind of like laying it to Trip here. It's like some species are not comfortable discussing.
They weren't carrying any pathogens.
Sorry. They're uptight, like you.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though I know about your species, you're a bunch of sluts.
Yeah.
Why don't you just admit to it? Come on.
But yeah, so he's asking them, like, okay, do you know whether or not this third gender is just as intelligent as the others? And he's like, well, I didn't scan them for that. But you could.
Yeah, well, he asked, could I do that?
Why would you want to?
Yeah, just curious.
Again, yeah, he also takes the pragmatic, well, it's their business. Not everybody does things the same way.
Now here, actually, I think this is something that Trip definitely does wrong. Because performing any kind of a scan, an investigation on someone without their consent, let alone knowledge, that's a violation of personal space.
Yeah. We're going to get into the thing that Trip's doing wrong much
Okay.
more.
Okay.
Like whether or not
Yeah,
his
yeah.
motivation, the amount of things that he does wrong is absolutely staggering. But
Here comes my favorite scene, because it has to do with my favorite thing in the whole world, and that is...
So cheese comes in 8 varieties?
Oh, there
Actually,
are so
there are
many
hundreds.
more. Cheese. They've got a cheese platter with various grapes and a bit of pineapple and some orange and maybe lychee. I'm
not quite sure what it is, but yes. I guess they replicated them. I mean, it's weird that they would have like such a broad selection of cheese on board.
They do have a large store of refrigerated or shelf-stable stuff with them.
But not all cheeses keep. I mean, especially the softer cheeses tend to like not keep for very long.
And they do have protein resequencers. But,
right, yes.
Yeah.
But so he's like...
You said our food was aromatically bland. I thought this might change your mind.
Cue the flirting. Like,
yeah.
Smell this. Doesn't this smell cheesy to you? And she's like, yeah, it has some flavor.
Oh, God. This is very much the going for an English scene from Goodness Gracious Me, a fantastic send-up of British dining culture. Oh, I want something with just a little bit of flavor. No, I want the blandest thing on the menu.
And 16 plates of chips.
And she finds one that's a little bit spicier.
Yeah, that would be the Stilton. Which is, Stilton is, I wouldn't call it particularly pungent. Pungent
Yes. is the term. No, it's not. It doesn't sort of melt your brain.
No, it's lovely, especially if you have it with a little bit of port. Especially, occasionally they'll just like upend the bottle of port and put it inside them in the middle of a cheese in the middle of a Stilton and let it soak through.
Yes,
very tasty.
Yeah.
But then there's also the Alsatian Münster. And that's how they don't do an umlaut on the U, but they do put an E behind it to.
Oh yeah. In
the subtitles I'm talking about.
Yeah. I guess because Munster is the English name of that particular type of cheese.
Is it? I mean, I assume it's named after.
After Münster.
Münster, the German city, and the Alsatian also seems to hint at that.
Yeah, interesting. I wonder if there's places where in the way that they also say Gouda instead of Gouda, because
right.
It's a place name and it's an endonym, but then it becomes a brand name
It's just because they can't say "ow," not because they.
I mean, yeah, that's always a factor. But even if they could, you're sort of free to change names when they become part of your own lexicon.
Suppose.
I mean, it's different than like pointing at the thing that is called Gouda, which is the city, and calling it something else is different from like, okay, we're importing this type of cheese, and this is our name for it.
Yeah, but it still comes from not being able to pronounce the original name correctly.
But you bought it is the thing. Like, I'm a proper Dutch person. Like, if you buy it, you can name it whatever the f*** you want.
Oh, see what you mean. Right. I mean, unless it's like a controlled... I mean, Gouda as cheese has become so ubiquitous that it's like it can't be claimed as a...
it's
original
Gouda style.
Right, exactly. Gouda style is like a hard waxy cheese.
Yeah.
Edam is, I do believe, is protected, I believe, by the DOP legislation.
I mean, we're not as far gone as the French, and I say this with great love because I do have family in the Champagne region. Oh, Champagne, wow, ma cave.
So
she likes putting cheese in his mouth.
Yeah, so she is supposedly meant to be shown this food, but she's like immediately stuffing Reed's mouth with it. It's like, here, why don't you taste some of this?
Yeah.
I guess that, like they say it later, it's like they're more about the aroma than about the actual scent of the taste.
The taste, yeah. Yeah, they don't use the word flavor.
No.
Which, we don't have that in Dutch. We have, taste and scent.
Yeah. Smaak, yeah.
Like, it wasn't until much later in my life, despite growing up with English as a first language, that I figured out, hey, flavor is the combination of both. Actually,
right. I mean, that's why it's like why when you've got a cold and you're stuffed up, then like food just tastes bland because like more than half the taste is actually the scent.
And it's why airplane food tastes so bland. It's not because the food is terribly bland, although it often is, but the noise dulls your other senses. Just the constant noise makes it hard to smell and taste things.
They did some experiments with basically I think they had like, it was something like some sort of crackling sound. It was a sound that was played while people were asked to evaluate a certain kind of crisps.
Huh.
And then they asked like which ones they thought were fresher and crunchier.
Oh.
And they were 3 times the exact same crisps from the same box even, but the crunchy sound on their headphones was played at different volumes.
Right.
And always the one with the loudest crunchy sound that was perceived to be more flavorful and crunchier and fresher than the other ones.
Totally understandable. I would do the exact same thing. Yeah. The bonding between Captain Drennick and Archer is going great because as advanced as the Viseans are, like, he has plenty to marvel at about humans, and he's seeking those opportunities without guile.
And it's like, your dad? Wow.
The men who developed warp drive on my world lived nearly 1,000 years ago.
That's like, but he just was your dad who invented it. It's like, wow.
Yeah, but that's really cool.
Oh no, totally.
In the way that Picard talks to Lily in Star Trek First Contact, right? She envies him for the world that he's going to, that's so much more advanced than hers. And he says, well, I envy you. You get to take these first steps. Like, my world is kind of boring. You get to see it for the first time. And I think that's maybe how Drennick sees Archer. Like, you are the child of the person who built the ship that you're flying in.
You're on the cusp of stepping into this broad world. Kind of also what gets lamented by Boimler. It's like when he's talking about those old scientists. It's like, there was still so much to discover back then. And like everything's kind of been done right now, and we're just flying around, and we're not like on that cutting edge of discovery anymore.
I think maybe Drennick also sort of envies Archer that, like, my ship came off of a assembly line. Like, yours is the first of its kind, and the engine was made by your own father.
Right, yeah.
What an incredible privilege.
You trust him very much. It's like...
Well, and they ask...
I'm surprised your ancestors never made it to Earth.
Oh, we don't believe in traveling great distances.
We don't like to get about.
Yeah. You know what kind of toilets we need. We like to not venture too far away. And these are just the travel toilets.
Well, they're 25 light years from home, so we don't know exactly how far our Enterprise is away from Earth at this point.
Yeah, good point.
But yeah, and also we don't know how fast it would take them to travel 25 light years at warp 5 because wibbly wobbly, whatever is warp speed.
And also spherical. Space is 3-dimensional. Like,
right.
if you want to go see all the stars between, here and in a radius of 25 light years, you would need to travel maybe hundreds of thousands of light years in order to get between them.
Of course, yes. Well, let's see. They're like 25 light years. Let's assume that they're both 25 light years from home. That means that they can't be more than 50 light years apart.
Okay, yeah.
Because if they're diametrically opposed to each other if they're exactly at the midpoint between the two, they're both 25 light years away from home, and any other configuration would put them at less than 50 light years.
True.
In each other's vicinity.
They're within a 25 light year radius sphere of one another, where the maximum distance, is 50.
And yes,
but that sphere can contain
their spheres may or may not overlap.
I mean a sphere centered from here where they are now.
Right. Oh, yeah, that too, yes.
Yeah. More flirting.
It might get a little turbulent.
Ooh, fine with me.
He loves it rough.
I'm going to take us right down to the edge.
Yeah.
Of the photosphere.
yeah. Oh, I love edging. God. There is so much flirting.
Well, maybe now you have a reason to visit us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. There's a huge sexual sort of subtext.
And
here.
even the opening of the next scene.
The engine reaches critical mass. A mixture of positrons and neutrinos is injected into the chamber.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do something very similar. Woohoo! The devil rides tonight, says Trip. And then, but once again, bringing it back to, you have a family, you have special quarters. Oh,
yeah.
And he's not very subtle about.
I'd love to get a look at your quarters sometime. If I could describe it to Captain Archer, he might consider expanding my living space.
Yeah.
Yeah. Describe it. Okay, so you've never been in a room before?
Yeah.
Is that your thing?
But if you want to try our food, why don't you come over for dinner?
Yeah. And you see him dipping into his plate. Looks like a lovely plate with various greens and oranges and shells. And he brings it up and he goes, and then he sees the couple sort of gleefully looking at him, puts it in his mouth and goes,
It's pretty mild considering the smell.
Yeah, and it's like, the aroma's far more important than the taste. So that's interesting. Yeah, with humans, those two are
entwined.
Very tightly connected, and apparently with the Visians, not quite so much.
And asking about the Cogenitor,
It rarely eats more than one meal a day.
But so bringing it over to your ship was an exception, and they're clearly starting to question the wisdom of that at this point.
Now, why would they have brought a Charles over?
I guess for completeness sake, show them everything about their species.
Yeah.
Because, if they don't consider it to be, person. I guess they don't. At least they don't give it the same rights as every other person. But still, it's it is part of their culture, and they might not even think twice about it. They would.
Interesting.
Because they don't leave the quarters, the Cogenitors. I guess it's
because the comparison to Porthos was briefly made by Tucker. But Porthos has a name,
right,
and an individual bond, right. So the captain would think twice about bringing Porthos, but
yeah, well, he has learned that lesson.
Yeah. He had to cut some wood to get over that. Interesting. But the husband, I forget what his name is, sort of informs his wife that Commander Tucker is very interested because
humans are bigendered.
And she says, I'll go and see if it's awake. I'll bring it along for you to see.
Presumably gets it, and yeah.
Now, apparently, Trip has been scanning everyone. He's got Google Glass or something.
I assume he's just had a scanner in his pocket while he was visiting for dinner, which is kind of rude.
Cool, isn't it?
Which is kind of rude, also.
Yeah. Because he's looking at a screen with Phlox where there's a few dozen entries and asking which one's the Cogenitor, and Phlox identifies. He must have been scanning everyone he's met.
Oh, I think I see that scene differently. I see it more like he's got 3 bars of data, and one is the male, one is the female, and one is the Cogenitor.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's also possible.
That's how I read this scene, because it's kind of scrolling up, and he's they're comparing the 3, and it's it's almost all the same. It's almost exactly the same.
The Cogenitor appears to be no more or less intelligent than the male and female.
And we'll just leave it there, and I'll back away from this.
Yeah. And Archer is, can I touch your joystick?
Yeah, well...
Our navigation controls are not like yours. They're based on 5 spatial axes.
Yeah, and they like to be held a little tighter at the base.
How do you do that?
What do you mean?
Like a spaceship has like 6 axes of freedom.
But,
You've got translation in X, Y, Z direction. Then you've got roll, pitch, and yaw. So that's 6 axes of freedom.
Is translation an axis?
Yeah, you got X, Y, and Z.
And turning around each one of those
exactly.
axes.
You've got like movement in 3 dimensions.
Yeah.
And three ways of roll, pitch, and yaw.
I mean, I think most vehicles that we know that travel in space have pitch, roll, yaw, and thrust.
Sure.
Right, we don't have discrete translation in any direction. You have thrust.
You can they can go straight up and down.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So what would the 5 be?
That's what I'm wondering.
I mean, time?
That seems unlikely.
It's not spatial. No, you're right. You're right. Interesting.
So yes, it seems odd. Maybe they are more scientifically advanced than us, and we.
Maybe it's a cultural thing. Maybe they're a base 5 species, and they like to develop all their. I don't know. Anyway, he likes a nice firm grip at the base and a little bit of attention paid around the edge of his joystick.
Manages to convince the captain, so the captain pulls the steering wheel off the column, hands it over to Archer, who sticks it back on the.
Which is adorable. But
I've been watching you. I think I can handle it.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit of communal shaking about, and then the captain.
You obviously have some experience.
Everybody is so. This is the horniest Star Trek episode I've seen.
I love it. This is absolutely fantastic. We've got to do a supercut of this episode where it's just these clips, and just you don't need to see what's actually happening. God, that would be amazing, Chief. No, don't worry. I'm not gonna do it. Don't worry. Oh no, there's more.
There's a pretty big flare forming below us.
Well, thank you for noticing.
I think I can loop around it. Let you get a better scan.
It's giving off a lot of magnetic flux.
Yeah.
It may cause false readings.
Oh, God. Okay, phew. Get us back on track, Kate. You're good at that.
Okay, cut back to the beginning of Trip starting to go, really off script here. Because he feigns...
Oh, no, God, Kay, there's...
So by rotating the quantum inverters, you've tripled the antimatter flux.
So by twisting them, you make him look bigger.
So...
If you wait until I'm done, I'll show you how to get there.
I'll be all right. I'm sure I can find a way.
Yeah.
So yes, he makes some excuse like, oh, I'm kind of hungry, and like, no, I'll find the way. And rather than going to the mess room, he goes to their quarters and rings the doorbell.
Yeah, it's an interesting design in the hall. They've got these beautiful brown, almost wooden-looking fixtures with blue highlights, and the portal to their home. Yeah, all of them, they look like portholes. The windows are round, the doors are round. It's like hobbit holes.
The ship's kind of round as well.
Yeah, you're right. It's like a... Yeah. I'm not going to say it, what it looks like. I think we've had enough of that.
So, yes, after a little bit of 2 or 3 times ringing the doorbell, the door is opened by the Cogenitor.
Yeah, and Trip has brought it a gift.
It'll teach you how to read.
Yeah, which meets with non-comprehension. Apparently doesn't object to Trip coming inside. And he explains how the reading tutorial works. Touch a word, and it'll pronounce it for you.
And Charles uses this interface, and it's kind of cool, but...
Why are you doing this? It's not right for me to read.
And expresses that Tucker shouldn't be here, but he asserts...
You're as capable as they are.
And now let's go through this sort of argument back and forth, because Charles is repeating what it's been told.
Right, yes.
That's not true. They need me to have children.
Yeah.
And he rebuts that, because it doesn't matter what they need. It matters what you are and who you are. And he says...
You have the same rights to learn, to choose how you're going to live, to have a name.
Yeah, maybe on your world.
Now, I think this one, your reading is very valid here. You don't have rights. You should have rights, right? According to us and our moral framework.
Fair point, yeah.
You're entitled to those rights, but whether they're given to anyone, that's a different
also,
matter.
you don't know what rights they do have.
Yeah, quite.
Yeah. I'm sure they've got something to say against actual physical mistreatment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even in our various histories of slavery as they've been practiced in various cultures.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, sometimes there were laws against physical mistreatment. Sometimes it was considered destruction of property.
Yeah.
Right? A person was described as an object.
But, yeah. He tells them, tells it.
My doctor says you have the same potential as they do. The only thing that sets you apart is your gender.
And
haven't you ever wished you could read?
It can't hurt you. Well, and they're slowly convinced, trying to like go into the whole reading thing.
Yeah. Because like we have no way to conceive what life was like for Charles.
Pretty boring, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like sit in the room and do nothing.
But how does
have sex occasionally?
Okay, when you put it like that, doesn't
you eat, sleep, sex, you know.
when we're being silly with it, that can indeed be fun. But Tucker is convincing. The cogenitor reaches across to the device and taps more words.
Today we're going to.
And today we're going
to read.
Yeah.
And the cogenitor smiles.
Good thing they have that almost photographic memory.
Mm-hmm.
So that's well, we'll get to that. Yeah.
More flying in the stratopod.
Yeah.
Where I could take us down a little closer if you'd like.
Another 10,000 meters, and I'll be able to get a particle count of the photosphere.
So it's maybe a bit much.
Pull that out.
Absolutely. If you can keep us.
Sorry, oops, that was me. And more flirting.
Are these armed with photonic warheads?
She says as she runs her hands over his missiles.
This is the second time that got mentioned in this show, I believe. I think. I had something about that. Oh no, I did not. I think I read something about it. It's like photonic stuff has been mentioned before, but the humans have have not gotten that technology yet.
And she's a little bit disrespectful, I would say.
Where I come from, antiquated can be very quaint.
No, antiquated.
Which, he bristles at a little bit because he's quite proud of his armory.
Of course he is.
She asks him about how what sort of power sources these use.
Yeah, this scene is actually filmed quite interesting because it's kind of a little bit creepy how she is like.
Yeah,
it feels like he should be much more on his toes about.
And how long are your launch codes?
Yeah, exactly.
But it's actually an opportunity to find sort of a common ground because he says that
cerium microcells.
Do you want to see my big gun?
But he asked her, "Oh, that's probably quite quaint as well," and she goes, "Not at all.
No,
we charge our weapons the same way."
Oh, yeah. So now now that we know that we both charge our weapons the same way, do you want to go charge weapons?
Yeah, let's go look at the thing. She's very impressed by the size of the gun.
Yeah, I noticed that he lets her go through the porthole first.
Yes.
She has to show off her bum a bit.
I guess so. There's a ladder up there. I don't know if they have to go up that ladder as well.
Well, she's not wearing a skirt, fortunately.
No, true enough. So it shouldn't
Maybe we
make
could sleep together tonight.
Oh, yes.
In considering how flirty everyone is, maybe with sleep together, she means actually just, cuddle up with your teddy and doze off, and that's their concept of intimacy.
Well, yeah, maybe. I don't know. She does say...
It's only when a woman enjoys her intimate time with a man that she'll join him for dinner.
Yeah, that's an enlightened culture.
Yeah,
There's certain practices that we maybe should be more open to.
The way to a heart goes through the stomach, as they say.
Known to spouses, cooks, and assassins.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah.
Well, it's up underneath the ribcage. Yeah,
exactly. It's wedged in there.
Yeah. Right, so... Charles has been reading after only a day, pretty much reading fluently.
Yeah. And Tucker suggests, now that you can read, you can study all sorts of things. History, science.
Engineering's not bad.
Yeah. And you don't have to sit in the room all day. And it's not just reading. You can experience things.
Yeah.
Music. Swimming in the ocean.
I'd like to climb a mountain.
There you go. That's the right attitude.
Now I'm going to have to get out of here, but I'll come back. And this is he is, again, in these quarters, in these people's quarters, he's basically broken in.
Yeah. Yeah, he's gone where he isn't welcome. He's violated somebody else's trust, but yeah, he sees an unconscionable injustice.
No, yeah, I understand perfectly where it's coming from.
Yep.
It's, but yeah, I mean, I guess that all comes back in the final scene with Archer. But yeah.
And the Cogenitor says,
I'd like my name to be Trip, just like yours.
Well, it's actually Charles.
Then I would like my name to be Charles.
Yeah.
All right. A little bit of projection or a little bit of, what's the word? Not code dependence, I guess, is the best way to put it. Like,
yeah, maybe.
Which is not, it's kind of like played as a childlike interest awakening, I guess, what you're seeing here.
I like that Trip doesn't rebut it at all.
Right.
Because there's a way to read it. People name their children after people that they admire or that they have affection for. And yeah, that's just choosing a name. So if I have to choose a name for myself, yeah, I might choose a name from someone that I respect and admire. I'd like that.
Very good point. So the captains are still at it.
It's too big.
Take us up. Try to get over
it. Yeah. Okay, Chief, we're coming very. Maybe one of us will volunteer, and that'll be a Patreon exclusive, like supercut of Cogenitor, the horny edition, where we sort of sidestep the sexual slavery, and it's just all about them just being so mad horny for each other. Christ.
We're not going to make it.
Increase speed.
That's right.
Faster.
It won't be enough.
It will. Trust me.
Don't be greedy.
As a really cool
special
learn
effect.
To
do that?
North Shore of Oahu.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Trip's making even more brilliant decisions because he's brought Charles on board.
Would you be punished if they find out you've brought me here?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Punished? No. But they might get a little angry.
No. Well, I guess he didn't get punished. I mean, it would be appropriate.
Yep. And Charles said,
I would be punished.
And Trip does offer to take it back to his ship, but he says, no. I want to see more.
Yep. Shows him the transporter.
Yeah. Explains how things are taken apart and put back together.
Could it send a Visian?
I don't see why not.
Yeah. Well,
I want to try.
At this point, the fatality rate is probably still quite high.
It's not officially rated for human transport.
Right.
It's not known to be definitely safe. It has been used for that purpose a few times.
I mean, isn't it the first Star Trek movie that opens with a transporter incident?
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad. The end of Lieutenant Zahn, alas. But there is more to see, and they find some way to sneak through because he comes. A Trip comes out of some kind of Jeffries tube into the engineering room.
Look, this is the warp drive.
Up to warp 5.1.
I think my ship has something like this, but I've never seen it.
It's interesting. I just noticed in the shots that there's the Enterprise has quite a few similarities to California class ships.
Ooh, in what way?
It's got the engineering section in between the
yeah, you're right.
The struts. It looks kind of like a precursor to the California class.
You're right. Slightly different configuration, but
right,
yeah, exactly. Interesting.
But hey,
have you ever seen a movie?
Yeah. Now it's
not easy picking a movie for somebody who's never seen one before.
And he goes through a few options, like a Western. No, maybe not.
So there's a little bit of interest, a little bit of trivia about this scene.
Oh.
Because when he's scrolling through the movie, two of the options that are on screen are The Bride of Chaotica or Dixon Hill and the Black Orchid.
Oh, hell yeah. Excellent, cheeky little callbacks. I love it. But he picks The Day the Earth Stood Still because there's
like a little science fiction to break you in,
and explains very quickly that it's fiction, and sits Charles down,
who seems to be fascinated.
Yeah, and says,
"You're gonna love this."
Right. Cut to go.
Yeah. Now that's quite a game to play.
Yeah.
Then again, the basics of the game are easy to understand. There's not a lot of complicated rules.
No.
But figuring out how to play well and how to win and what it's possible to do.
Right. And apparently it's quite well suited to the Visian brain.
Yeah.
No one's beaten me at this in the last 2 years.
Yeah. He's the reigning Go champion aboard, as we also have gets mentioned in the episode where the two aliens are occupying.
Really?
Yes, there's a mention about Go there as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's one of the episodes that we did about of Enterprise in this show.
Scientific Method, I believe it's called.
I think so. Yes.
Yeah, I'd like to look up those G's, but if I just type in the letters G-O, I'm going to find a lot.
Yeah, that's not really going to work. You probably have to look. You could probably stand a much better chance of searching for champion or championship.
Oh yeah, that's good.
I'll probably give you a much better. Right. Anyway, so
Charles asked a very salient question here in this scene before we move on.
Why were the humans so afraid of Klaatu and his android?
Well, they were afraid of strange things.
Yeah. Like it's not a one-to-one mapping like what Charles goes through and the bigotry and exploitation of its gender.
Yeah.
But like I sort of imagine that Tucker sees himself as Klaatu in this situation.
I suppose.
You know, coming to a more primitive society and saying, "Hey, there's shit that you need to fix."
Right. Oh, good point, yeah. But yes, he gets to the...
Better get you back before they realize you're gone.
Unfortunately, either they've noticed that Charles was gone, or they have inferred that meddling has been in progress.
Yeah, because we don't even see anything. We cut straight to a dressing down by T'Pol.
Yeah.
I've been told you're no longer welcome aboard the Vissian ship.
Because they figured it out. It's like, yeah, they tried to contact you and you weren't where you said you were, and then you weren't anywhere else either, and yeah.
He takes it on the chin.
Yeah.
He's not trying to be too forthright. He's also not terribly ashamed of his actions.
No.
But he does try to inform T'Pol as he'd done before, like, hey, what they're doing there is inhumane.
Yeah.
But she keeps the focus on you shouldn't have been there.
Yeah. What did you do? Where did you take them?
Where else did you go?
Yeah.
I brought her here, gave her a little tour, showed her a movie.
And she brings it around to the argument that she used previously.
It appears you're doing everything you can to undermine the captain's wishes.
One day. That's all it took her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he points out just like in the fact that I was able to undo so much social programming in one day shows how much potential the cogenitor people have.
And she is like, not missing the point here.
Yep. First contact is very important to the captain. And
you may very well have damaged this one irreparably.
Tucker refuses to follow that line.
Yeah, because
you're not listening to a word I'm saying.
Yeah,
it's like I'm hearing you, but I'm disagreeing with not disagreeing with the premise, but disagreeing with the frame.
Yeah, she refuses to engage with. There is an atrocity taking place here.
Yeah,
and we're ignoring it, and she wants to continue to ignore it. And I think he's very right. I mean, he probably should even go further. Because I'm taking the viewpoint that the Vissians are the bad guys. I think he should go even further, because like ignoring this, well, does make you complicit in it. Within our moral framework that we ignore. If you accept this, if you come too close to the position of accepting it, then you're complicit.
True. Of course, still the question is he is an officer with a job to do,
which he goes back to do in the engine room, and somehow Charles has escaped and made it into the Enterprise's engine room.
He showed them the way of...
Oh, that's right.
getting there.
And says...
They won't help me.
No.
But you can. I want to stay here, please. They're angry with you. They'll leave as soon as our captain returns.
But yes, they say, I want to stay here, please.
Yeah. And that's something that Trip didn't prompt, didn't offer the option.
No, that's very true.
That's... So when Archer and Drennick return...
They're all basking in the afterglow. They're like...
Oh, yeah. They've still got a little bit more...
They've got a lot of data to download into their computers.
Yeah, after...
But T'Pol is...
There's been an incident.
Oh, dear.
Bam! Cut to the captain's quarters, where Tucker is already waiting, and the captain and his first officer walk in. It's filmed from a pretty low angle.
Yeah.
The ceilings in these quarters are pretty low. The sun is streaming in. It looks even darker. And he gets to the point.
Where is she?
Mm-hmm. Tucker. Is that Tucker? Tucker's the
Trip.
Trip,
is Tucker, yeah.
Oh, it is Tucker's. Yeah, he tries to dodge that, but that's not working. When it happened... And okay, so this is interesting, because T'Pol...
They demanded that she be returned immediately.
Why didn't
I
she?
caught that too. She.
Huh? Oh, right, that. But no, I'm more like, why didn't Paul return her?
Oh. Okay, I've just rewatched the start of season 2 of Strange New Worlds.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit in there because it's the courtroom drama episode about Una.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit about that a captain has to use their discretion when they're asked for asylum. That's core legislation. Now we don't know how much of that legislation already exists at this point. But when a captain or when asylum is asked, that's a captain's decision.
Right.
And so, since she had the option to wait for the captain's return, and so did the Vizians for that matter.
Right, because they're also waiting for their captain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to park this situation here. We're clearly not leaving. We're going to leave this for the captains to sort out. They're about to be aboard imminently. I think that's why.
Sure. Yeah, I can buy that. So, Trip is...
I did exactly what you do, Captain.
And at that point, like, Archer goes like, Paul, would you excuse us for a moment?
Yeah. Now, I have a reading of this. My reading is that Archer actually thinks that Tucker is right.
Oh, yeah.
That there is a version of him, of Archer, that would have done exactly what Trip did.
Yes.
But that was maybe an earlier version of himself, one that he's learned from.
Possible,
Several incidents have occurred. And he's ripping Tucker to shreds, but it's also partly like he's bitching himself out.
He is clearly arguing his way through that through the mental argument,
and he's using Trip, and this is the punishment that Trip is being subjected to. I even think that the Trip understands this is how it's happening because they've been friends a long time.
Mm-hmm.
He's not just mad at Trip; he's also mad at himself, but he's also mad at Trip. And
right, well, he doesn't really have reason to be mad at himself. It's not like he did anything wrong.
He also struggles with he didn't know about this situation, and he hasn't processed his feelings about it yet. And
no, that's very true. He gets thrown straight into the middle of it. Like, here, have this crisis situation that has suddenly developed, and now you have to immediately act upon this.
Here's an ethical hand grenade. I pulled the pin out for you. Here, have fun.
Yes, very good point.
You know I've wrestled with the fine line between doing what I think is right and interfering with other species. So don't tell me you know what I would have done when I don't even know what I would have done.
Yeah.
That's probably the thing that bothers him most at this point. Do you think he would have, not sent Paul out if the Trip hadn't said, you did exactly what I do? Do you think that would have...
Oh, yes.
Would have gone entirely different?
Yeah, you're right. Yes, because I think you're absolutely right on the money, because if Trip hadn't said that, then the captain could have, kept it to, I'm disciplining an officer for a misstep.
Yeah, but now he made it personal.
Which I think Archer also kind of needs. I think you're also right that he's arguing his way verbally through something that he hasn't thought about yet.
Yeah.
And he wants the freedom to do that in front of someone with whom he has this long trust. Of course he has trust for Paul as well, but also she has known him as long as Tucker has.
True. So they go off to see Charles.
Oh! I want to point out one more. Tucker says
teaching her to read is no different than you giving them books or movies.
And Archer is right. It is different because one of the things is they asked for the books.
Did she ask you to teach her how to read?
No. He started stirring shit. If you'll pardon my French.
Yeah.
And that's what caused this issue.
And
sneaking into her quarters.
Well, that's an entirely...
Bringing her on Enterprise.
Those are two entirely separate, different things. Also wrong, but...
Yeah, but those are definitely wrong. So you couldn't have done any of this cool shit that you're talking about. Any of the moral high ground could not have been attained without committing trespassing. Crimes, let's call it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which you knew were wrong when you were doing them. So you don't get to play just the moral high ground. You also committed these transgressions.
Yeah. But yes, Charles is basically...
Are you going to force me to leave?
Yeah.
Yeah, Archer is oof. Yes.
Archer says a terrible line.
It's not our place to tell you what rights you have.
Yeah.
Again, should have. Well,
by human standards.
Yeah, you're right.
We believe that.
Yeah, we think it would be right for you to have these...
if you frame it like that, then it's perfectly fine, of course.
Yeah, everyone can say what they believe is right. And it's something that has apparently never occurred to the Cogenitor. They're somehow kept completely so in the dark that they don't even formulate the idea of individual independence.
the captain is very magnanimous about it, because he's...
I'm certain we can resolve this.
I'm afraid it may not be that simple.
Yeah, because if someone asks us for asylum, then we have to consider it.
But we're not on your world. And, says Drenick, which is detestable.
And I doubt whether this person truly understood what your engineer was suggesting.
Yeah.
Which is also true.
That is some reasoning that people have used for the subjugation of others. They don't truly understand.
Right.
That's some projection. That's an assumption that you're making about somebody else's mind.
Sure.
Which
in this case, it's like they don't know I choose to read it as like he's referring to their lack of education rather than their cognitive abilities.
Right, but Tripp has shown in a day you can catch up on what would take us decades. So it's easy. So if they're capable of getting to like reading geology text in a day, can you really argue that they didn't understand their own personhood within that same time frame?
There's a difference between reading and understanding.
Yeah. Okay, but I mean, you don't even know from you can't even genuinely look into somebody else's brain and know whether they understand what you're saying. No. Anyway, you have to make that assumption. So you do that based on inference,
right? And of course, the captain here is also biased because of his cultural upbringing.
Yep. So which the engineer feels a little bit more free to express. Because why are we debating this? The engineer belongs on this ship.
Or are you suggesting my wife and I abandon our plans to have a child?
Yeah. It's like, I can't ignore someone who's being treated unfairly. Oh, but we are the ones who are being treated unfairly, which is, from their point of view, they feel like, at least they feel that way. It's like, we were going to have a kid, and like, this is how we reproduce. Hello.
Yeah.
Like you saying that we need to stop, our species needs to stop reproducing?
Well, without consent, I mean, like lots of species reproduce with the option of consent and the option of it not being granted, and we reproduce just fine. But here comes Archer.
Do you know how long we've waited to be given a cogenitor?
And he latches on to given.
Yeah.
You sound like you're talking about some inanimate object.
You have no right to judge us. You know nothing about our culture.
And he does the engineer does something interesting here. He talks about, well, what if one of your stewards who was forced to serve your food wanted not to? Archer corrects him, like nobody's forced to do anything. And then he makes the argument, he apologizes.
Yeah.
But it's easy to misunderstand someone.
Yeah,
you know nothing about their culture.
Not the gotcha that he thinks it is, but I can see what he's trying to, the point he's trying to make.
And it's a valid criticism, as other reviewers have pointed out, of Star Trek as a whole. You warp in here, and in one day, you assess a situation that is centuries old, spans an entire culture, you cast a judgment, and then you warp off.
Yes. But the captain is, again, very...
We're in no rush to leave. Take your time.
Because he understands the severity of Archer's. Someone has asked me for asylum, and I must consider it.
Yeah, they asked for my protection, and I have to think about this,
And we see the decision has already been made. When
they do a lot of... quick cuts like that in the story, like what happens between Tripp taking Charles back to the ship and then like being dressed down by T'Pol, and now here as well. They don't dwell on the decision making process.
You're right. They skip over the bits where normally the drama comes from. You see people wrestling with their decisions or repeating what the consequences would be, and instead choose more time to spend more time with just experiencing.
Yeah,
these.
T'Pol tries to console Archer.
You've made the right choice.
And they go and see, it's like, okay, again, like Charles is in Tripp's quarters. Seems kind of inappropriate considering the situation.
Yeah. Like that's a weird choice.
Yeah, isn't it?
And to keep Tripp there as well. Now, admittedly, they're the only ones who haven't been mad horny toward one another. So I guess he is the safest person to be around here.
And there's like surprisingly little drama or hysterics. We just see them walking in, and then of course you know what's happening.
Especially
as you see the airlock disengage and the ship, the Vision ship, move off.
Yep. And some fairly tense, cordial goodbyes.
Yeah, I mean, they're almost friendly, I guess.
I hope yesterday's unfortunate incident won't interfere with future relations between our people.
And you can see that, Archer plays along, but it's really quite forced. on his part. Because they're being friendly.
You sure you don't have an extra stratapod you could spare?
I'm sure your Starfleet will develop one soon enough.
Fantastic banter, and goodbye, safe journey.
Right, and then they could have ended the episode here.
Yes. Yes, exactly. As several of the reviewers pointed out, but for different reasons, if this was the Next Generation, that's where it would have ended.
Yep.
And there would have been much more attention to those scenes that you pointed out were skipped to get that drama.
But there isn't one more scene.
There's a call coming in from the Vissian captain, sir.
He sounds upset.
Yeah. And this was while Archer was reading a book just in his gym jams.
Yeah, sitting there with his pumpkin, his
water polo ball.
That's right. He's a water polo guy.
Yeah, he was stroking his ball, and
it's like,
can we do something with Porthos? Handling his sausage dog and stroking his ball.
Probably reminiscing about the fun 3 days he had with the captain. And
and here comes a beautiful shot with a telephoto lens framing Archer. Behind him is an out of focus space that Trip walks into, and he has some news.
I was just told that the Vissian Cogenitor died,
and died by suicide.
Yeah,
she killed herself. And we focus on Trip, who asks why, to which there is no answer.
No. He does.
My fault. I'm responsible.
You're damn right you are.
And
And it's not just her, because
there's a child who won't be conceived because of this.
Okay, well, that seems, a bit of conclusion jumping. I mean, unless they were already in the process, I guess, maybe. We don't know.
We don't know how it works.
We'll have to, refer to Flox's notes.
Now, listen,
sorry, I'm trying to keep this from going too bleak here.
I think there's a way to do this. Here, look.
It's time you learned to weigh the possible repercussions of your actions.
I think here, even more than the previous scene, Archer was talking to himself, and Tucker knows it.
Yeah.
You've always been impulsive. Maybe this will teach you a lesson.
Because
you knew
you
had no business interfering with those people. But you just couldn't let it alone.
You thought you were doing the right thing, but we're not at home. We're in deep space.
We're in deep space, and a person is dead.
Well, he also says another thing.
I might agree if this was Florida or Singapore.
So here he alludes to the fact that, yes, if this was about human rights, you would have been completely right.
It is interesting that he chooses those two examples.
Yeah.
I mean, Florida, I don't even know if that's where Trip is from, but a part of the United States that was colonized and has its its relationship with slavery. And Singapore, also known for various human rights abuses, labor exploitation, sexual slavery.
Yeah.
Which, we're to assume that by the 22nd century those have been eliminated, but still really interesting that you picked those places.
Yeah, I'm sure there's been, Singapore, also piracy, and
Go back far enough, yeah. But he also points out
a person who'd still be alive if we hadn't made first contact.
Yeah.
He's really, he's blaming himself just for his openness to even talk to these people, created this situation where I don't really think that he blames Tucker.
I mean, it would be weird to blame himself for it because
he's a captain. The buck stops here.
Sure, but you can't say we should never have made contact with these people because something went wrong. That's then you should go back and never make first contact with anybody because something could go wrong.
Potentially.
Yeah,
that's an outcome. It's
therefore saying we made first contact, but we shouldn't have because something went wrong. That's bad thinking. That's
if you're trying to lead it into developing policy, then I think you're certainly right. I think here he's trying to he's trying to own what happened, and ownership requires understanding.
Right.
And framing it like this, I don't think that any of the steps that were taken since first contact are completely wrong or were could have been prevented.
Yeah,
because of the people involved, and so. Yeah, the only way that this person could still be alive is if we'd never contacted them in the first place, and that was my call.
Yeah,
as captain.
Yeah. So, you're kind of right because Archer goes.
I guess I haven't been very successful at getting through to you.
Because
if I had you would have thought a lot harder before doing what you did.
And Tucker tries to take the responsibility here and says, like, you're not responsible. And Arch just tells him to get lost. It's like, yes, I am.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. So this is a brilliant scene.
Yeah.
Because and Connor Trinier does a fantastic job because
You're not responsible.
He understands what's happening.
Right. And Archer's like, yeah, dismissed, get out. And even if he tries to like talk to him again, but Archer Holtzern doesn't look at him, keeps staring out the window. And yeah, that is the end of the episode. Comedy podcast.
Yeah. Now I don't even need to look at the timer that we have running to know that. Oh, to quote Archer and Drennick, that's a long one.
Yes. So, despite all the drama and everything, what did you think was
so fucking cool?
I mean, the drama, the plot. I'm not going to get many opportunities to do so. Andreas Katsoulas.
Yes.
Man, what a just instantly charming, disarming man, or a character he puts down here.
Yeah.
Where he's
just so reasonable and so nice and so
and genuine,
helpful. Oh yeah, absolutely.
In all of it, which means he gives a lot of people space to be more extreme and emotional, as is right for their situation. Like the engineer gets to be more vehement about it because like the engine from his up worldview, he's also defending his unborn child, right?
Yes.
The thing that he wants to exist. And I think Andreas Katsoulas did a fantastic job. And like he's so transparent. He's so different in each of the roles that I see him in.
Oh, yes. I mean, you see a lot in the same way of his acting as when he plays the I was going to say Vulcan, but I mean
the Romulan Tomac.
Yeah. Also very reasonable and very charming, but in an entirely different way.
Yeah. And as Jakar, what an incredible range he has.
Jakar was a fantastic character.
Right. And his husband, Londo.
Yes. Right.
How about you? What do you think was so fucking cool?
Very difficult for me. I think I'm just going to go with, the bromance between Archer and
especially
their little 3-day outing in their little love van.
Yeah, we're taking a little road trip.
Yeah. Do a little buddy surfing, a little sun diving.
God, yeah, that was fantastic.
Yeah,
good choice.
I think he really enjoyed that trip right until the end of it, up until the end.
Yeah, it was a bit of a harsh come down, but other than that,
yes, quite. I wouldn't say so. So let's see. We have, of course, the segment where we talk about the scene that was left on the cutting room floor.
Captain's log supplemental.
Yeah, do you have any ideas?
What scene did we imagine? Well, I mean, like the first thought I would say was, of course, Phlox's PowerPoint presentation on trigendered sex.
Yeah, that he still didn't get to use it.
But I really wanted to see a scene with Reed and the weapons officer from the other ship, where they have a little Hot Shots food scene in
except with weapons.
Well, no.
Sliding the torpedo into the tube and then out again. Oh, no, with the cheese.
With the cheese, with the fondue instead of the fry up on the stomach, they would have a little cheese fondue sex scene.
On his ripped abs. Oh, yeah, that'd be good.
There we go. It's more Raclette fondue, but yes.
Right up in the cracklet.
There you go. What about you?
Oh, I mean, mine's actually Phlox as well. I sort of imagine that there are a few more scenes where Phlox has engineered this whole scenario.
Oh.
Yeah. That he just... Because the fact that he doesn't mention, by the way, scanning people without their consent is a violation of medical ethics that I shouldn't be participating in. He says, yeah, sure. In fact, here I have a...
I mean, that sounds like Phlox, yes.
Yeah.
Sneaky bastard. It's like...
I think maybe he's part of a secret cabal to, like, improve the unslutification of the galaxy.
Oh,
like,
okay.
you have section 31 and now you have section 69.
Kind of like a dark chamber, but a dark room rather than a dark...
Yeah, there you go. There you go. And he's part of a shadowy secret organization trying to set right what is wrong to increase sexual consent. Will Riker is absolutely a leading member in the 24th century.
Card carrying.
My God. Yeah. And he sees an opportunity here. Yeah, okay. We can make him a sleeper agent. Tucker.
Right. Yeah.
And then he reports back to his section 69. And I guess you can imagine at home what their salute looks like.
You're right, yes.
Yeah, just do some stuff with your fingers or tongue or whatever.
So we have some new lore. We have section 69, also known as the dark room.
Yeah, exactly. A plotline that unfortunately didn't go anywhere, but it did go boldly while it was there.
So thank you very much, Adrian. For recommending this episode to us.
Yeah.
Whew. Ooh, it was a tough one.
No, but I think that it was a
at least we had the B plots to keep us.
Thank you, and thank you to our listeners for sending in these recommendations, of course, as always. And if you'd like to send in a recommendation, as Adrian did, here we are, several years into the podcast, and we still have first-time submitters. That could be you as well. Jot on over to Kate. Where do they go?
joyoftrek.com/links, where there is a submission form where you can fill in and recommend an episode to us. About an episode that you love more than everybody else, or one that just holds special meaning to you.
Thank you so much. And you can also find the link to our Patreon there, where there's going to be a lot of GIFs there for this particular episode
you
might find coming up in conversation.
Coming up, yes, definitely. Right, which leaves us to figure out what we're going to be doing.
Next time on an all-new episode of Star Trek,
where the Chief has left us a breadcrumb trail of quotes from the next episode that we're going to be watching together. And are you ready for quote number 1?
Yeah, bring it.
Mizarians, your names all mean surrender.
Mizarians. Your names all mean surrender. It sounds like maybe a Klingon taunt?
Maybe, yeah.
Not from Worf, probably, but...
Mizarians.
Okay, quote number 2.
Sound of your voice is beginning to anger me.
Okay, he's clearly doing a voice there, but...
Yeah.
Mizarians.
I wonder what this is.
It's edible, but I wouldn't call it food.
There's attitude in all of these quotes. It's maybe prodigy or something.
Doesn't... maybe.
What are you feeling?
I'm getting some Wei-Yun feelings from some of these comments.
Oh, interesting.
But, yeah. Don't know.
Okay, we got 3 more, so we have a chance.
I found it unlikely that a first-year cadet would know of the Enterprise's visit to Mintaka 3, so I tested you. Starfleet has classified Cor Corelli 5 plague as a secret. No cadet would have knowledge of that incident.
So
I recognize it.
That's Next Generation.
Very good.
Yeah, I can't remember which episode. I mean, it mentions Mintaka 3, which...
Oh, yeah, very good.
But I guess Wesley's getting a dress down as here, probably with the cadet here, so it's going to be later, later seasons, like season 4 or 5, I think.
We've got 2 more. Let's see if these shake it loose as this one did it for me.
Imprisonment is an injury, regardless of how you justify it.
Okay, and lastly...
All right, we're going back to TNG. The episode is TNG 318, Allegiance.
That's what it is.
Okay, yeah.
It's the one where Picard and several other species are kept prisoner together, and they have to figure out which one of them is maybe in cahoots with their captors.
Which one is actually one of the species? Okay, I don't remember the exact episode, but it'll probably be come back to me when we watch it next week.
Yeah.
So thank you for joining us on another episode.
A jaunt around the wormhole, so to speak.
And we only have one more thing to do.
I'm leaving Starfleet.
Energize!
I did my extra slutty this time.
We hope you've enjoyed this week's episode with your friends Kay and Cocky, production and editing by our chief engineer Greg, and music by Fox Amore. Join us next week for Allegiance, TNG 318. Visit droidtrek.com/links to send us recommendations, support us on Patreon, or to find us on Blue Sky. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you for listening to The Joy of Trek, and we'll see you out there.